So recently I had a little spat, or it wasn't me having the spat. My husband had a little spat with me where he was being very sensitive, if I might be quite honest, and, causing me to kind of come off as being a witch, as some would say. And what I realized in this little instance of my husband's sensitivities and my intolerance of, hey, I'm kind of in business mode. I'm trying to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hundred umpteen things done, and you're asking me 20 questions and being very defensive. I started thinking about my relationships with men, and sometimes I feel like my husband absolutely doesn't get it, doesn't get me, and then other times I'm like, oh, thank God I'm with this man because he gets me. And so in this kind of sucky situation with me and my spouse, I started really thinking about the relationships that I do have and with males, and how are they good relationships? Are they bad relationships? And how meaningful are those relationships? And for the most part, a lot of my relationships that I have with males outside of my husband are very good, very healthy. And they're fine. But, so it's like, if all those are going very well, then what is it with my spouse that we just can't get right? Because this is my intimate partner, right? And it seems like he and I should connect on a very deeper level. We should have a deeper understanding. We shouldn't have some of the same problems as, we just shouldn't be running into the same stuff. Now, granted, we live with each other, so those things are natural and normal. And I love coming off of spats with my husband because it's like a newfound love, kind of like, it's like, oh, you want to touch my butt now. You want to be, whatever that is. But in assessing those male relationships, I realized that one relationship that I feel like is my strongest male relationship is the one I have with my husband. And I'm saying strongest because I'm really kind of reassessing some things right now too, because my strongest relationship with an earthly man should be with my husband. Now, granted, my younger brother is 3 years younger than me. We've been together our whole lives. There's a certain bond there that is not, you can't replicate it. You can't make it over again. But how am I allowed to have such a stable yet meaningful relationship with my brother that feels deeper to me than the one that I have with my husband? And I had to take some responsibility for that. Why my relationship with my husband gets so sucky. Now, my younger brother, he always got something going on. Like and sometimes I want to kick him in the butt and I want to tell him, get it together, get it in gear, the same things that I do to my husband. And I realized that in my relationship with my brother, which I feel is my strongest male relationship at this point, which will change soon, is that I grant my brother so much patience. Like, I am so patient with him about, hey, you need to do this. Hey, you need to take care of this. Like I told you, and I grant him the free, I listen to what he's really saying, and then I guide the way that I react to it based off that. With my husband, I am not so patient and I'm not so understanding because it's my spouse and we have kids, and which is completely wrong. It's wrong. So when we are looking at, ladies, when we're looking at why our relationships are sucky, you have to think about the relationships that actually work. So I want you to think for a minute about a male relationship that you have that you feel like is like on point, like it's great. And what's different about that relationship than the one that you have with the person that you want to have that great relationship with? This sort of patience and tolerance that I have for my brother extends to my faith too. I find when I'm speaking with God, I'm like, hey, can you do this for me? Like, I need it right now. Like, I'm looking for something. I'm waiting. And then I get impatient and I just say, whatever, I got to do this on my own. And so that is, it kind of makes me look and self-assess. So what I charge you to do is, if you're thinking about why you have sucky relationships with dudes, why your relationships are not meaningful, why you can't sustain things, look at the ones that do work and figure out, is it me? Or is it them? And if it's them, then you need to have an honest conversation. And if you're sitting here like, you know what, I don't have meaningful relationships with men, then that's another problem. Then it's definitely a man in a mirror conversation. Tell me what you think. Do you think that sometimes your sucky male relationships are a reflection of your intolerance, or you're not giving yourself the same way you do in the relationships that actually do work. And I'm not talking about with your side piece or whatever like that, because those don't count. That's just infatuation. So let me know, comment below, tell me what you think. Why are relationship with guys so sucky sometimes? All right. Until next time, this is Ladywood out.